Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Thursday, October 1st, 2015. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson.
We have always talked about airlift and what it could do to a country or an island in terms of its future development. And we believe that for Nevis to really get to the level that we believe we'll be proud of, or can certainly bring meaningful economic benefit to the island of Nevis, we cannot do so without the necessary airlift, and we cannot do that without the expansion, extension, or rehabilitation of the Van Samre International Airport.
Senior Minister in Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, speaking during his meeting yesterday with a team of consultants who are expected to carry out a development study and master plan for the project of expanding the Vance W. Amry International Airport. Also participating in that meeting were Sales and Marketing Director at the Nevis Tourism Authority, Devon Liebert, Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, Brian Dyer, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Communications, Ernie Stapleton, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Carl Williams, General Manager of the Nevis Air and Seaports Authority, Orwell Brandy, Acting Airport Manager, Darren Sutton, and Consultant to the NIA, Michael Perkins.
Over the next 3-4 months, we should be able to have a look at a master plan. But that would encompass all of the work that would go into these preliminary work to get that plan together. And then the Nevis Island Administration will determine from there on what our next steps and where we'll get the funding. Because that is also important to get the job done. But I do believe that the NIA is excited about having this work done. We believe that we can accomplish this.
The team of consultants is comprised of civil engineer Lucy Gorer, Leonardo Perez of St. Vincent-based Perez Engineering Limited, and Daniel Casal of Canada-based ARC Associates Incorporated. Castle says ARC Associates has been involved in the development of airports in Europe and around the Caribbean for many years.
We have experience in development and going after challenges that international airports mean for islands and for land that's scarce and with problems of operation. So we see that we have a potential to provide a solution for the needs of Nevis Island according to their goals and their development objectives in tourism and transportation. So we are hoping to provide now, with the information we get here and input from all the authorities, and a study that will tell us the feasibility of doing this investment and the ways to do it, and to try to achieve the goal of Nevis in their development. So we will work towards that until the end of the year, and I think we can provide with this study, and from there we can take the right decisions on how to approach this development.
According to Minister Jeffers, in the near future, the public will receive an update on the progress of the airport expansion project. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley, and Ambassador to the United Nations, His Excellency Sam Condor, are in New York representing St. Kitts and Nevis at high-level meetings during the 70th session of the UN General Assembly. On Tuesday, September 29th, the diplomats attended the Council for Foreign and Community Relations COFCOR special meeting, where a wide range of issues impacting the Caribbean region were discussed. Among the critical topics were the outcomes of the 2015 development summits and conferences, updates on Belize-Guatemala relations, updates on the Dominican Republic-Haiti citizenship dispute, climate change, and UN security reform. Of particular interest to St. Kitts and Nevis delegation was the discussion on the European Union's blacklisting of several CARICOM countries, including the Federation. COFCO also used the opportunity to interact with and hear from high-level delegations from Georgia and the Netherlands. Minister Brantley has advised that St. Kitts and Nevis continues to engage meaningfully with international partners at all levels to advance the interests of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Supervisor of Elections Elvin Bailey is advising the general public to stop destroying the voters' lists mounted by registration officers. He says there are persons or groups who have been removing these lists shortly after they have been posted. That is a violation of the law, and he appeals to those persons who have been doing so to stop the practice immediately. It is a requirement by law that each month the registration officers post in visible places the list of applicants registering to be on the voters list. The lists have been posted in each polling division in each constituency, at community centers, village shops, and on utility posts. Bailey warns that the legislation states that if any person without lawful authority destroys, mutilates, defaces, removes, or makes any alteration in any notice published by the Chief Registration Officer or the Registration Officer, as the case may be, in connection with registration duties, or any copies of a document which have been made available for inspection in pursuance of these regulations, he or she shall be liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding $500 or a period of imprisonment not exceeding 2 months, or to both fine and imprisonment. After objections have been made, heard, and a decision made by the registration officers, the revised list is published. Still to come,
prayers can reach where we ourselves cannot reach.
The details after this break.
I was attacked by 2 men at gunpoint. They took my purse and everything. Now I live in fear. Help us stop the madness. Tell 1-800-8477-TIPS.
Welcome back. The first Moms in Prayer International Training Conference held in the Federation has been described as timely and apt by Permanent Secretary responsible for the Ministry of Education, Wakely Daniel. Addressing the conference on Tuesday, September 29th, Daniel thanked the interdenominational ministry, which adopts schools, for choosing Nevis for the historic event.
As we are all very much aware, from time to time, we have antisocial behaviors among our youths in school. We have delinquency among them, and we try our very best to help them. I am convinced that this conference this morning and the conference in the next 2 days will certainly help us in curbing whatever problems that we are having in school. Yes, prayer truly works, and Moms in Prayer truly have an effect and a positive impact upon our schools.
The conference was facilitated by USA Team Director for Moms in Prayer International, Janet McCurt.
I want to express really appreciation for the support here in Nevis, and I guess it would be St. Kitts too, from the government and from the principals in the schools, and the working together and the favor. That's a beautiful, very great thing. And the people that you all lead are blessed when those who lead them are together and seeking God for the welfare of their future generations coming through.
St. Thomas's Primary is one of the several schools the ministry has adopted. Norlene Smithen is the school's principal.
The St. Thomas's Primary School has benefited tremendously from the intercessory prayers offered by the Moms in Prayer. They have stood in the gap not only for the students and teachers, but also for the parents of this community. The fervent, heartfelt, and earnest prayers enabled us to meet the various challenges that we face on a daily basis. The prayers of these faithful mothers gave us the energy and tenacity to go on to do our best. As a staff, we felt empowered as we recognized that we were covered by the blood of Jesus on a daily basis. This blood gave us strength to do the mammoth task of educating our nation's youth.
Clara Smithon is a member of Nevis's Moms in Prayer group, which was established in 2009.
I am pleased to report that our pre-primary and high schools have persons assigned to them to bear them up in prayer. Be assured, whether or not our presence is visible, Moms in Prayer are reaching out to God on behalf of our students, principals, teachers, guidance counselors, support staff, parents, the Ministry of Education, and all involved in the education system.
Also addressed in Tuesday's opening ceremony were Moms in Prayer Director on the St. Kitts, Mavis Strong, and Nevis Director Dale Hull. Moms in Prayer representative for the VOJN Primary School, Reverend Dr. Sandra Fleming, chaired the ceremony. School Libraries Month is celebrated in the month of October, and this month the Department of Education, in collaboration with schools around Nevis, will be hosting a number of activities. The Ivor Walters Primary will host its annual Characterama, the St. Thomas's Primary will host its annual Elocution Contest, the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary will host its Book and Tea Party, while the Charlestown Secondary School will host its Lunch and Book Discussion. Londa Brown is the School Libraries Coordinator.
This year we are trying something collectively, something as a group that we are doing. All of us will be participating, all schools on the island will be participating in what we are terming as Nevis Reads. And Nevis Reads is a readathon where we are encouraging the students to read just for pleasure. Not because you have homework or not because your teacher told you or your mommy told you, but just to encourage that habit of reading for fun. And so the readathon is asking persons in the community to sponsor children as they read.
Brown also explained how the readers could be sponsored.
So you make a pledge to the child, okay, I'll give you $1 for every book that you read. The child has the entire month of October to participate in reading. They can get books from their school library, from the public library, or even if they have books in their personal collection, they can use those books. And once the child would have read the book, we are asking them just to complete a little summary, a little review, just to verify that they've actually read the book. And once the teacher or the librarian would have verified that yes, the child has read the books, it would indicate this on the card. We are asking each child to participate and get a sponsor card. The card explains what the activity is, and so it would have a section where the librarian verifies that yes, this child has read 5 books, or has read 2 books, or has read 1 book for the month. And so then as the donor, you would know that, well, I promised you $1 for each book. You have read 5 books, so I'll make a contribution of $5 towards your school library.
Brown says all the funds raised would be used to equip the respective school libraries with necessary materials and equipment so that the students can see what their reading helped to achieve. She implores parents and the general public to encourage the students to read.
We want to encourage parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, neighbors, whoever you are, each of you out there, encourage your children to read. We all know the benefits of reading. I don't really need to go through that. And so we want to see our children reading. We want to see them getting into books. And so this month, during October, I want you to support a child, even if it's $1, even if it's a $5, whatever you have that you can contribute, and support the children as they read. We are asking you to get involved and support Nevis Read, support the children in your community, and encourage them to continue reading.
Coordinator of School Libraries, Londa Brown. The Bank of Nevis Limited is celebrating its 30th anniversary with the theme, A Promise Kept for 30 Years. Yesterday, Wednesday, September 30th, the bank hosted a media launch when Director of the Bank of Nevis, Ron Daniel, in delivering the opening remarks, stated that the bank is a symbol of the ability of Nevisians to be dominant and to provide for the people of Nevis. Also at the head table was General Manager of the Bank of Nevis, Everett Martin.
As we celebrate our 30th anniversary, we must remember the first Premier of Nevis and national hero, Dr. Simeon Daniel, who is credited with the idea of starting the Bank of Nevis. And of course, it is only fitting that on this our anniversary, his daughter is now the chairperson of the institution. We must remember the many stalwarts and pioneers who serve as directors and have passed on. We must also remember those directors who served from the beginning and continue to serve, and all those other directors who have served this institution with commitment. We must remember the staff who contributed significantly to the development of this institution. We thank our shareholders, our loyal customers, and other partners for their continued patronage.
Martin also outlined the activities for the bank's 30th anniversary.
The bank will undertake the following activities: donate 30 gas vouchers of $30 each to customers, distribute 7 food vouchers valued at $300 to 7 persons, issue 30 financial banking tips to customers, issue a commemorative stamp, wealth management sessions with various community groups and schools, and of course, our Customer Appreciation Day on December 9th, when we give back to our customers and show our appreciation for their continued patronage.
Chairperson of the Board of Directors, Janice Daniel Hodge, implored persons to celebrate with the Bank of Nevis.
As we celebrate the 30 years of people development and country development and improving the quality of life, I would like each one of us to reflect and celebrate this astounding accomplishment, because this is our bank, which has no branch office, no head office anywhere else but our Bank of Nevis, right here in Nevis, to assist our country, to assist our people, and as indicated before, we hope that the Bank of Nevis can continue to be here for many more years to come.
The Bank of Nevis opened its doors to the public on December 9th, 1985, with a staff of 5 and capital of approximately $250,000. That's it for tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Good night.